Time travel is something we only get to see in movies. Well, until now. What if one day it actually becomes a thing? Would it be awesome or just plain dangerous? Let's find out in today's episode of What If. What if time travel was actually real? Let's get one thing straight. We aren't talking about time travel via wormholes or anything like that. Because while theoretically possible, it remains firmly in the realm of science fiction. We're going to assume that time travel will happen within our current understanding of physics, but that it somehow becomes possible. Maybe some mad scientist figures it out, or string theory proves to have a much bigger impact than anyone thought. All that matters is that it works and can be used to send people back in time. So here's the first problem that all time travelers will face: the paradox playground. We know this already because it's been explored countless times in fiction. The most famous version of this is the grandfather paradox, where a time traveler goes back in time and accidentally kills their own grandfather before their parent is born, meaning that they themselves would never exist. But there are others, like the bootstrap paradox, where an object is sent back in time that has no origin in that timeline. It could also be a person, by the way. And then there's the butterfly effect. This says that small changes in one place can have huge consequences somewhere else. If a time traveler from the future went back in time and killed Hitler, what would be the ripple effect on the rest of history? Would World War II still happen with someone else in charge of Germany? Would the war have changed in some other way? Or would it have led to an alternate timeline where the war never happened at all? These are just some of the paradoxes that time travel creates. And if these paradoxes didn't exist, we might want to talk about rewriting history. A time-traveling dictator could go back in time and prevent the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, or even the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction, event that wiped out the dinosaurs. But who decides which events are important enough to change, and which aren't? And does any change make things better? The French Revolution may not seem like a big deal to some people, but to others, preventing it would have a huge impact. But let us say you decide that all of these paradoxes and ethical issues can be ignored and that time travel becomes commonplace. What happens next? Well, for starters, the stock market would collapse because people could just go back in time and see which stocks are going to be big winners in the future. Laws would be broken. The police would be chasing down criminals from the future. The whole concept of free will would be called into question if people knew their future. Some people would try to relive lost moments in time, like the death of a loved one, hoping to change the outcome. Others might go back and fix mistakes that changed their life forever. Some might go back and kill the dictators who were going to rewrite history, while others would do exactly that, become a dictator themselves. In fact, humans might evolve into something else entirely if time travel becomes common. How long would it be before someone went back in time and killed all of the cavemen, who were going to become the ancestors of modern humans? Will we still be around? Maybe not. The question is, if time travel is real, how would it change everything? Well, that depends on whether you'd allow it in the first place. To help you decide, here's the time traveler's code. No. 1. Under no circumstances are you to alter any historical event. No. 2. You must take all precautions to ensure your identity is kept secret. No. 3. You must not reveal the existence of time travel to any living person. No. 4. You must not harm any living person or allow any living person to come to harm. No. 5. You must not interfere with the natural order of things. No. 6. Under no circumstances are you to fall in love with a local. Number 7. Always remember, you are not the father. And no. 8. Above all else, do not kill or be killed. Now the question is, should time travel be allowed?